Hey there, happy full moon in Aries. I am here to just do a general reading for whoever this comes across. If this comes across for you, then it is for you. Every full moon is kind of heavy, right? I feel like, saying this full moon feels kind of heavy is silly because they all feel like this. So yeah. But I feel like this is always a good time to kind of get some reassurance, some guidance. Full moons can be really powerful times, but they also feel really intense. So as a human, right, that can be hard to navigate. So I like to pull cards and just kind of see what the general energy is for this whole moon, full moon. Anyways, yeah. Just get, kind of a general consensus on what this time might, indicate for you, or what you could focus on right now, and kind of just get some clarity around this time. Because again, I think most people are on the struggle bus during the full moon. And so my hope with these readings is to give you some clarity, give you some reassurance, give you some, positive and productive things to focus on. So I'm going to pull some cards for you and let's get into it. I love this for you. I love this for all of us. I love this for you. I love this for me. I love this for everyone that is watching this. Okay, so I started pulling some cards, and let me just kind of tell you what's coming up. So the first card I pulled was the World, upright. Which, wow, what a card to pull, especially right from the get-go. Because this is, if you know anything about tarot, the World is the last card in what we like to call the major arcana, which is the sequence of cards. It's 22 cards that are really like indicative of big chapters in our lives. So kind of big symbology and archetypes that happen in our lives. And so for the World to come up, the World is the end of what we like to call, again, the major arcana, or the Fool's journey, because it's the major arcana starts with the Fool, and then he goes along his path till the end, which is the World. Okay, so now that I've just given you that background, I like to educate people on the cards. I think that it's important for you to understand kind of the background of them as you're getting the reading. It can help you access more information for this reading. So the World, it's this card of completion. It's this card of, if you look at her, she is on top of the world, right? She is confident. But she's not, the way she's even sitting is very not forced. It's easeful, it's casual, but it's confident. However, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so this is what I think is actually going on in this reading. So the World, the minute I pulled it, I'm like, yeah, we want to know. We want to see the full picture. We want to know how everything is going to work out. We want to know the plan from here on out, right? We want the step-by-step guide of how our life is going to go. But we're not willing to take the first step to figure that out. Or we're just not willing to let go of this attachment, right? That we need to know everything, and instead just take it step by step. And I think this is something that people battle with constantly. I mean, it's something I kid you not, I was just looking into something right before I hit record on this. And what I was looking into would be a huge years of a time commitment. It would be a huge lifestyle change. It would be so much, right? And it's kind of out of left field for me to pursue this thing that I was looking into. And it's I want to know all the answers, right? Would this be the right path for me? but I instead just have to take a single step, right? So maybe I go to an info session about this thing, or maybe I talk to somebody that is in this field of work, right? But a lot of times we just kind of want to sit and stir and fixate on something instead of actually taking not monumental steps, right? But small steps. I think we want every step that we take to be monumental, right? We want to fantasize about the big thing instead of actually just doing the little things that will eventually get us there. So this to me feels like a call back and a call in of slow it up. There is literally no way that you're going to get a full plan of what's ahead, because wouldn't life be a lot easier if that was possible? It's just not. And even if you are someone that plans, right? You are someone that thinks of every scenario. There's always going to be things that happen that you could have never planned. You could have never guessed, right? So what do? You wake up every day and you take a step. You take a step. And I think there's a part of this too, where it's like you kind of yes, you want to have agency in your life, and yes, you want to make empowered decisions, but you also want to follow the breadcrumbs. If something is kind of, showing up for you and leading you into a direction, maybe walk down that path a little bit, see where it goes. You can always turn around. I'm a hiker, right? And we'll do this when we're hiking. Like, hey, I wonder what's on this little cutoff path. I don't know. Let's walk a little bit, check it out, see what's going on. But we make sure that we're safe and that we can go back. So you can do that in life too. You can go off little offshoot trails and see what's down there, but you can always come back, right? Okay. What else? I'm just going to keep pulling cards here. Wow, this is fascinating. Yeah, the 8 of Coins reverse. I say this is fascinating because this keeps coming up in my readings this week. I mean, even last week too, this just keeps coming up over and over and over again, this 8 of Coins. And it's this idea that mastery takes time, right? So I think we're in the world of technology now. And we're in the world of instant gratification. So things happen immediately. We can find answers immediately, right? Like what I was just saying, the thing that I'm trying to figure out if I want to pursue, I can get information on this thing almost immediately, right? And sometimes I feel like that's not even a good thing, because you can get so many varying opinions and you can get so many different sources telling you so many different things. This card, though, this 8 of Coins reverse, is this idea of, again, mastery takes time, and we have it reversed. I think, again, indicating that any of our, why isn't this here yet? Why am I not seeing results yet? Is premature. We've really lost touch of, I think, what things take, how long things take, the dedication that's required. I've talked about this before in readings, if somebody, let's say in the 50s or 60s, right? If somebody was an expert in their field, they had probably been in that field for 30 to 40 years, right? This wasn't someone that, was at this for 6 months. But we see so much of this online now. Oh, I built this 6-figure business in 3 months. And I'll tell you what, I did build a 6-figure business in 3 months, and then guess what happened? It eventually fell apart because it was unsustainable. It was built on shaky ground. It was built on anxiety and hustle and fear and scarcity and all of these things, right, that are not a solid foundation. So if you're doing something and it feels like it's taking a really long time to kind of come to fruition, I want you to ask yourself, am I at least building this in a solid way, in a sustainable way? Because if you are, then to me, it's worth the time. It's worth the effort, right? I mean, oh my gosh, another really good example. I talked to someone that was in construction probably last year. And he said to me, he's like, I hate to say this, but if you buy a brand new, like a house that was just constructed in, basically COVID times, it's crap. house is horrible quality. And like, I'm sorry if you're watching this and that's you, right? But it's what he said. He's like, they were so rushed. These houses were just thrown together. We didn't have the best supplies, so we were just using what we had. And then you see these houses, right, from the 1800s that are still standing. They're structurally like solid. I mean, look at Europe, right? Look at like how long those structures have been around. And again, because they were properly taken care of and they were built properly and with good materials from the start. So, and then we see the houses in Utah, right, that are falling down the hills. We have to talk about this. Like, I know it's kind of a funny metaphor, but it's really true. And I think it can be, it's no less discouraging when things aren't happening on your timeline. But if it can give you any solace that it is a good thing that things are taking time, because it means that they're being built with intention and, to last, which is ultimately what you want. You don't want a boom or bust result. You want a result that's going to last. Okay, so let's keep going here. So we have, this is interesting here. I want to pull, okay, this makes sense. So we have the 9 of coins here. And then I just pulled the 10 of coins reversed. Here's the message with this. You cannot have everything that you want materialize in your life. You cannot have all your wishes and dreams and hopes and all these things that you desire come to fruition if you can't see what's right in front of you right now. If you do not have a gratitude and it's almost like working with what you have, right? You have to work with what you have now and have gratitude for what you have now. And again, I want to be really sensitive around this because our economic climate is really tough, really, really tough, right? I think most people are struggling financially right now. And so I'm not saying like, oh, just, I'm not trying to spiritually bypass you here. Be like, just have a good mindset and everything will be fine. But I do think that the philosophy that I choose to live life by is that there is always good to be found. There is always something that is going well. And we're really in a spot where I think we need to focus on that and we need to reprioritize things a little bit, like what actually does matter to us. And how can those things grow? We had the Hermit reverse come up in the 2 of Cups. Let me show you these cards. We have the Hermit reverse. I love this card. So pretty. I love it. So the Hermit reversed, kind of an indicator to me that Two of Cups here. It's interesting because I have a couple things going on here. Yeah. Okay. So it's almost like so this 2 of Cups paired with the Hermit reversed is almost like someone is trying to call, like it's okay, you know what it is? This is exactly it. It's like you're a little kid and your friend has ridden their bike down to your door and they're waiting outside for you. They're like, "Are you going to come out? Are you going to come out?" And you're like, well, I really should stay inside and do my homework. Or, well, I'm trying to think, because like no kid is actually going to say that, right? No kid actually even cares about their homework. Well, okay, I did. I was the kid that cared about my homework. But I think when faced with going out and living life, right? Like kids are gonna choose that, but right? But It is funny because if you were one of those kids, and follow me on this because I know this is a little convoluted, but I promise this is a good message. So I think the retrospect, right? So I think back on when I was younger and I'm like, I should have just went for it more. I should have just went and hung. I should have chose my friends every single time. I should have never chosen, like, honestly, I was in a really toxic, stupid relationship when I was in high school. And that is one big regret of my life is I should have been with my friends. I should have been in these moments that are irreplaceable and I cannot get back. Right. And so that's kind of this vibe that I'm getting with the Hermit reverse. It's like you're staying inside, whether that is, metaphorically or physically or both. And you're missing out on the opportunity of connection, growth, even honestly propelling forward with your goals. Because when we are out and being active and interacting and being in community, that is how we flourish, right? So there's this reel, and you have this Ace of Wands too, which talks about this delay of action and this delay of moving forward. It feels like you're going to have retrospect, right, of this time of your life. So in 10 years from now, you're going to look back and go, I should have done this and I should have done that. Why was I hesitating? And so let this reading be that kind of forewarning to you and that choice of, I can make a different decision. I'm going to get myself out there. If I'm hearing the call of my friends on the sidewalk asking me to come outside, right? I'm going to come outside. I'm going to say to myself, the homework will get done. Or honestly, I know the homework doesn't even really matter that much because we know that most of that homework didn't even matter that much, right? Sorry. If you're under the age of 18, you shouldn't be watching this anyways. But if you are under the age of 18, do your homework, right? But we as adults know now, like, your 7th grade math test wasn't all that important. So what is that for you now? Like, what are you getting so worked up about that in retrospect isn't really going to matter? Okay. Yeah, wow. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords reversed. There's big hesitation and big procrastination here. Okay, wow. The Chariot reversed. It is like your next chapter is right there. But in order for you to step in, like, you have to participate in the next chapter. The next chapter of your life isn't just going to show up. You're not just going to wake up one day and, oh, here's your new opportunity. No, it's laid out there for you. But again, remember, back to this Page of Swords, you have to start taking the steps to get there. You just want to know the whole thing, right? You want it all laid out. It doesn't work like that. All right, 5 of Coins reversed. Oh man, everything is reversed today. This is funny. You have to help yourself, right? The universe can't help people that aren't going to help themselves. You have to actively participate. I have a sense that you're having opportunities laid out for you, right? Like, a good example is today, I don't really have much on my schedule. And I was moping. I was like, oh, I wish I was busier. I wish I had more business, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, or you could use this as an opportunity to do a YouTube video because you've been wanting to do a YouTube video and now you have the time to do it. So why don't you just freaking do it, right? Okay, last couple cards I'm going to pull for you. The Devil. Don't be scared. The Devil, I love the Devil. The Devil is a really good card in my opinion because it talks about breaking patterns. In this case, I think it's really ways of perceiving things in your life. So I could look at this day and go, oh, I don't have anything to do today. This sucks, blah, blah, blah. I wish I was busier. I wish I was making more money. It's like, no, that's, you know that there's things that you need to be doing actually to get yourself out there more and, right, grow your business. And so why don't you use this time to do that? But I want it all. I want it all, and I want it right now, and I want it on demand because I'm a human that's living in 2023. But here's the deal. Just because our technology has advanced so greatly and we have this instant gratification, it doesn't mean that the laws of nature have changed, right? The laws of nature things still take time. Things usually take even longer than we want or anticipate, and we have to be patient. All right, I'm going to end there today. I hope this was helpful for you. Please comment below. Let me know what resonated. Hope this gets you through this kind of wonky weekend of the full moon, because the full moons are always tough, right? But they're important. They help us really, if I think if we use them as a point of reflection, they can help propel us forward, shed things, right? Shed things that are no longer working. And I would say shed this idea of needing to know all the answers, this need to be perfect, this need to know the perfect plan. It doesn't exist. Take a step, look around, view things differently, choose to view things differently, find the opportunities where they are there, right? You just have to take them. That is your role in all of this. All right, so much love to you. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.